everybody, it's Rain. Today's video is going to be part one of a two-part video series on this fiber right here. This is from the Bambino series. It is 85% merino wool and 15% bamboo. You can get this fiber at a few different websites. The name of this particular color is called Hickory Dickory. We are going to be spinning this from the fold today, and I'm going to show you up close how to spin it from the fold and some reasons why we might want to spin it from the fold. And then in part two, I'm going to show you a comparison of what the finished yarn looks like spun from the fold versus just spun normally by drafting. So be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell notification so that you'll be notified for when we upload part two. So if you take a look here in this clip, I'm showing you how we're going to be drafting this fiber out. You just fold it over your fingers and you kind of pull out on the edges just like you would a roll log, kind of. What spinning from the fold does essentially is keeping the colors from muddying up as much as they would if you were just to draft them out normally. So the different colored streaks you see in the fiber are going to be sandwiched together. Like the green will be sandwiched together with another bit of the green since we are folding it in half. This will keep the fiber from muddying up, keep the barber poling to a minimum, and that's going to keep your colors a little bit more separated and a little bit more pronounced in the finished yarn than they would if you just went from the end like you normally would. I hope that kind of makes sense. So we just take a piece and fold it over our fingers just like so. And then I'm going to set my wheel speed to about the 12 o'clock position. We're going to open our leader and just pull a little bit out from the side, just like you would if you were starting from the edge of a rolled up roll log. And then you just start drafting it out like you normally would when you're spinning long draw or when you're spinning a woolen type of fiber. Now you have to forgive me, in this first clip I was using my left hand to draft and I didn't even realize it, since this was my first time spinning from the fold. So you guys are learning with me, and I just wanted to let you know it's okay to just jump in and try something. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and jump in and try something. So we got to the end of that piece, and it was a little messy there at the end, but in some of the other tutorials I watched and some of the blogs I read, that is completely normal for you to have a little bit of a messy ending to your spinning from the fold process. So I pulled another staple length off and kind of pulled the edge out to get it started and just laid that piece of fiber. I kind of laid it right down along one side of the fiber I had in my hand, the piece that needed to be joined, just like so. Then I start adding twist, untwist a little and pull, untwist and pull. As you know, that is my favorite way to spin. Let that twist come back a little bit into the fiber to get it going, and then untwist a little and pull. And that will catch the right amount of fiber each time, keeping it very consistent. Here is a nice up close shot of my fingers, the way that I'm untwisting the fiber just a bit. And you can see how the twist travels up into the fiber supply ever so slightly, just to get enough twisted to where you can pull more out and it'll be consistent. I found also with this technique and with spinning from the fold, I was able to get into a rhythm pretty quickly and it was quite relaxing. The only thing that I really didn't like was getting towards the end. The fiber gets a little jumbled, a little messy. If the staple lengths are a little bit off in length, that can cause it to be a little bit messier towards the end. And really the other thing I really didn't like was simply the fact that you have to pull a staple length off each time you go to spin a new one. So if you like spinning from roll logs or something like that, like a small amount of fiber each time, this might be a wonderful technique for you. But if you are spoiled on combed tops and rovings like I am and have those continuous braids of fiber, this is going to be quite tedious for you because you're going to have to pull that staple length off each time you go to spin a new one. Here is how it's looking so far, and I think it is going to be a success. As you can see, the pink and the yellow, the green, it's all staying together pretty well. So I was pretty impressed with that. But you'll have to wait till part two to see what this looks like when it's finished, so we can compare. So to do the join, I pretty much just take the fiber, make sure there's no twist in it. You can just kind of straighten it out with your finger or your fingernails and just let the twist come out of it. And then I went ahead and folded my staple length over my finger like we're going to be spinning it. And then I just lay the fiber down along one side and make sure that my twist is being held right at the tip of where the fiber is going to be twisting at the very tip of where I want my twist to come in at. And then I just let my wheel start adding twist, and it creates a seamless join each time. And don't be afraid to change your hand that's holding the fiber position. Hold it a little tighter, let loose a little bit, however you need to do it to keep it drafting out very smoothly. But with this technique, I would just recommend jumping in and trying it. It is definitely something different and something you would have to get used to. I thought it was going to be a lot more challenging than it actually was. So I was pleasantly surprised there that it was such a nice, relaxing technique and not as hard as I thought it was. And then I want you guys to go and try it with some of your own fiber supply and let me know how you get on with it. If you think it's easy, if it's tedious, if it's a nice technique. Regardless, I always think it's a nice technique to have at your disposal just in case you get a custom blend or some type of blend that you want to keep the colors a little more prominent in. So don't forget to check back next week to see part 2 and see it all finished up, and we will compare how it looks with a regular spun yarn of the same exact fiber. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have all enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. I love each and every one of you, and I can't begin to thank you enough for 1,000 subscribers. I'm blown away, and I'm so very grateful. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all soon. Bye bye.